Hi everyone, I'm going to show you 3 paintings that I've been working on and tell you a little bit about my process. And today we're going to talk about specifically values. And values are so important. In fact, in my SAVOR acronym, they won a spot in my SAVOR acronym, which is a new 6-part free series here on my YouTube channel. And the V is for values. So I just made a new little demo for my more in-depth mini course level Patreon tutorials for my online school. I make some demonstrations that you just watch over my shoulder for more complex paintings, but then I also paint specifically for my students and make little mini courses with extra demonstrations. So I just created a new demonstration I'm really excited about, all about values, because values are so important. Values do all the hard work and color steals the glory, as living artist Richard McKinley coined. And so today we're going to look at 3 ways to create values: your lights, mediums, and darks. And this is a demonstration that I'm going to add to all my mini courses going forward. So let's talk about values, and you can learn more about values in my V is for Values video as well in my SAVOR acronym series. But I'm going to show you some paintings of where I'm going to first put this new footage. And this is a painting I did of my cat Felix. So for those of you who are interested in painting loose, dreamy animals, this is going to be one of my new tutorials on my Patreon. This was going to be my new tutorial, but I like this one better, and the footage came out better for beginners. And this is on mixed media paper. So I've been telling my students lately, paint to learn, play and experiment, not to frame most of the time. So I'm taking my own advice and painting on mixed media paper, which that's not paper you use to frame, right? So it forced me to just paint to play. And I love the results. So I may make a more serious painting that will be for framing out of this painting. But this is the other one. That this might be a tutorial eventually, but I hate to put more than one tutorial of the same image, even though the point is to paint something more than one time. I'm also telling my students that all the time: paint something more than once, because that is how you'll really learn. But anyway, I digress. This video is supposed to be about values, so let's get into that footage. At the end of this video, I'll tell you more about my art adventures, my paid opportunities for learning more in depth with me, my free offerings. I have lots of free stuff too, and I'll tell you more about that as well at the end of this video. But for now, let's jump into this footage about 3 different ways you can get a variety of different values, from lights to mediums to darks. Here we go. In watercolor, there are a variety of ways to get values. What are values? Values are lights, mediums, and darks. So normally we think of, for example, in terms of black, we think of black as being a dark. But if you add lots of water to black, you get a gray. That's light black. Let's make it a little thicker and add a little bit more water to a little more paint to our puddle. That's about milk consistency right there, which we will talk about more. That's a medium value black. Now, let's control our water. A lot of water control needs to happen in watercolor. Get the excess water off our palette, because now we want cream consistency, the darkest black, cream consistency. Cream consistency watercolor paint has just a little water added, because I have my brush wet, by the way. And that makes the darkest dark. Okay, and there's even a thicker paint color or paint value, and that's straight from the tube, butter consistency. Okay, so that would be really, really dark. I could even blot my heel and make it so I don't have any water in this brush, and just activate it enough for basically what would be butter consistency straight from the tube. That. And you get a lot of pretty dry brush effects that way too, right? All right, so in watercolor, you can get dark, mediums, and lights a few different ways. You can use a darker leaning paint, like for example, you can use French ultramarine in your mixes for darker mixes because it's always a darker color, right? For medium value blues and mixes with blue in them, you can use, this is cobalt. Cobalt will never get darker than a medium value. So let's look at that. I'll get it pretty thick. So that's more of a medium value. If you want, and this is just an example, like for example, yellow is a light value, but cerulean blue is a light valued blue. If you want to mix and get your values from the actual paint pigment that you choose, you can choose lighter values or darker valued paints depending on what you're trying to do. But this is cerulean, and no matter how thick you get it, it's always, in fact, let's get more thick value. No matter how thick you get cerulean, it's always going to dry a light value. Another way to get a darker value is by layering watercolor. So I'm going to start off with a layer of blue there. I'm going to let it dry while I do the rest of this tutorial about how to get values. But the third way you can get different values with watercolor is your paint to water ratio. The more water you add to your watercolor paint, the lighter it will get. Okay, so let's take French ultramarine, a dark leaning color, but if we add enough water to it and it's tea consistency and it runs readily when you tip up your palette, that's going to give you a very light value. Now I'm going to blot my brush. I'm going to control the amount of water on my brush and just get my tip a little activated, but just barely damp brush. Rub it off on the side of the jar to again control my water and add more paint to my puddle. Now this is milk consistency, and when I tip it up, it will run, but it's more likely to bead and it runs slower. That's milk consistency. So that's about that value. All right, now I want even thicker paint to water ratio. I'm going to clean out my brush. I'll activate the tip just a little bit, but it's mostly a damp brush with not a lot of water in it. And I'm going to rub. That gives me thicker paint, less water, more paint in the ratio, and that gives me a lot darker color. All right, this is going into buckling stage. You can tell it's buckling because I'll press my finger into it and it holds my thumbprint. That means it's buckling stage in the amount of water on the paper, and that means it's the stage where it will cauliflower if you drop too wet a paint into it. I can't layer on top of that. It's still too wet. So I'm going to let that dry more. All right, but let's recap while we're waiting for this to dry. There are 3 ways. There's probably even more because there's so many ways to do things in watercolor to get different values. You can rely on the value of the paint color in the tube. For example, black is a dark color. French ultramarine is a dark color. And burnt sienna is a dark color. However, yellow is a light valued color. You can only get it so dark. Even if I painted with cream consistency yellow, let's try it, I will never get more than a light value paint, right? So this is a light value even when I paint it with butter consistency. All right. So you can rely on the color you use for different values. And that's one way to get different values. For example, the cerulean blue will always give you a lighter value than cobalt blue will always be lighter than French ultramarine. Another way to get darker colors is by layering a color on top of a color on top of a color, which we're waiting for this to dry so I can show you that. A third way to get different values is to add water to your paint depending on how dark you want it. The more water you add, the lighter the value. So this is tea consistency. This is painted with milk consistency. And this is painted with cream consistency. So here's just a play painting that I painted. So we can use this as an example because it is bone dry, and say I painted this with a black paint, but it's about a medium value. What if I really say, no, I really want that tail black? I can get another layer of black and I can paint over this black. I can let it dry, and then this black will be darker than this black. And if I let it dry and paint another layer, it'll get even darker. So you can get things darker with layers as well. So again, to recap, there's three main ways that I can think of that you can get different values. You can use colors that tend to be lighter or darker. You can use layering to get darker and darker layers by layering paint color on top of paint color on top of paint color. This is probably dry enough now. Okay, so now that's darker because I added another layer on top of it. And a third way to get different values is to change your paint to water ratio. The more paint in your mix and the less water, the darker it'll be. So tea is super watery. Milk is thicker. Cream is even thicker. And then straight from the tube, butter consistency. Can't get any darker than that for that color. All right, thank you so much for joining me for this little video about values. And so just to recap, there's three main ways in watercolor you can get values. To get lighter values, you can add more water or less water, your paint to water ratio. So that's one way to get different values. Another way to get different values is by using paint colors that just lean towards a certain value. For example, cerulean blue and most yellows, they will never get super dark. You can try to get them super dark, but you will fail. So you can use those colors in light areas, and then medium value paints are, for example, like cobalt blue. Permanent Green Light by Daniel Smith is one that I use a lot. Holbein Opera is another medium valued paint. It will never make a dark mix. And then your dark valued colors are like French Ultramarine, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, Daniel Smith, any of the blacks. So you can use the actual value of the paint color in its full strength. And then the third way that you can get different values is by layering. You paint a tea consistency layer, that's light, let it dry. You paint another layer over that, now it's a medium value, let it dry. You paint another layer over that, now it's darker, and so on and so forth. So that's the third way to get values, is by layering. So I hope that was helpful. Now let me tell you a little bit about my free and paid opportunities. I have an online school on Patreon. I do not encourage you to join my YouTube subscription service. I just make that available for those of you who just are like, one more app, please no. So I do make that available, but don't join both. The best place to join to get the most content is on Patreon. I have two tiers, the $14 tier, which you get access to 90% of everything. And then my $20 Zoom tier is where you get access to a live Zoom once a month, sometimes more, depending on how quiet my life is. That's my $20 tier on my Patreon at patreon.com/RachelStudio. And then for my free options, you can join my Patreon for free just to kick the tires and stay in touch with all my art adventures. One being a cruise to Alaska in June 2027. And there are a few spots left. And I'm going to teach my friend Barbie, who teaches in person as a full-time job. So she's really good at teaching. She's going to teach one day at sea. I'm going to teach one day at sea. And then the amazing superstar, Dean Krauser, go look him up. It's Dean Crouser on Etsy. He paints these amazing hummingbirds and butterflies and just beautiful loose work, and I want to learn from him, so I asked him to come teach one of the days at sea on my Alaska cruise. So he's coming. I cannot wait. I'm going to learn too. So that's my Alaska cruise. There are a few spots left. Ask me about information. I'll put it in a pinned comment below with all this information too. Remember to check out my pinned comment below, where I will put all kinds of goodies, free and paid, that you may be interested in. And then I also have several free tutorials start to finish, so you can try my free tutorials. I have a lamb, I have a bunny, and I have a goose. Those are my newest free start to finish real-time tutorials. If you want to just get a feel for how I teach, you can watch those for free before you join. So you can watch my free SAVOR acronym series, also my new free 4-part watercolor roadmap series for those of you who are really new to both me and or watercolor, where I talk about all my art supplies. I talk about the basic process of painting watercolor. Like, for example, you paint around your whites. The white in watercolor is the white of your paper. Those kind of tips, basic watercolor information you need as a foundation to jump off from to embark on your watercolor adventures. So that is another completely free series on my YouTube channel. And I have other free stuff too, so just message me if you want more. And I hope that you will come join my free Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Rachel's Watercolor Workshop. Or even as a free member, you can post on my chat section at patreon.com/RachelStudio/chats. And if you ask for advice, we will give it to you. Be sure to read the comments on people's posts, because that's where a lot of learning happens. Sometimes I leave fairly long responses when I have good ideas to offer. So go check out all that good stuff. There is a lot to learn with me if you want to paint loose yet dreamy realism, mostly animals, but I'm doing some landscapes. I want to do more landscapes, portraits, a variety of things, but mostly animals with an emphasis on cats and dogs. But I got a lot of bunnies, chickens, etc. All right, that's enough. You can come check out more if you want. And until next time, go watercolor your world. Bye, everybody.